been in the boxing scene for years, obviously, but of course there is this narrative now that boxing is dead. How do you feel when you hear that?
Well, let me tell you something. Probably right now, boxing globally is as big as it's ever been, bigger than it's ever been. It's. I just got back from Dubai a few weeks ago. I'll be working in the United Kingdom again next week, and just a lot of fights worldwide. Just go to the internet. That's how many fights are happening, and you'll see dozens every week. I'm not talking about. I mean, like major title fights.
And one of those fights, of course, is the biggest boxing fight in women's boxing history, coming up April 30th with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. How excited are you for that fight as a fan, but what does that fight mean for women's boxing and boxing landscape in general?
Yeah, I love the emergence of women's boxing over the last decade because, with it included now in the Olympics, I believe, and you see there's more, like 20 years ago, you had 5 or 6 women that just dominated because we didn't have you just didn't have that competition that you have today, and that's what makes it so great. And this title fight coming up with Katie and Serrano at Madison Square Garden in the big room, it shows the world that women's boxing has evolved into a major sport.
And one of the biggest advocates for this fight, I mean, Eddie Hearn's been wanting it forever, but Jake Paul came out and he disrupted the boxing world on his own, and he's really been pushing for this fight. He made it happen with MVP Promotions. He's even starting to dress like Eddie Hearn a little bit, I've noticed, with the turtleneck and the blazer.
Yeah.
Do you think Jake Paul is good not only for women's boxing and arranging this fight, but in general with just the impact he's made with the pay-per-views and getting a younger audience involved in the sport?
You nailed it right there. When you have someone that can bring in a new audience, that's great because then fans. You want fans. You want to put asses in seats, as they say, okay? And that's what he brings to the mix. He's not fighting at a championship level. He's fighting at an entertainment level, and then his own personal accomplishments. He has power. He trains hard. He's focused. He's great when it comes to promoting the fights, and he's the promoter for Serrano in this fight too. I think with Katie Taylor. So he brings a lot to the game, as does his brother Logan.
Who do you think Jake Paul needs to fight to be taken seriously as a boxer? Because he has yet to fight an actual boxer, and he's shown his talent with incredible knockouts. He's definitely put on a show in the ring. But who would you like to see him spar up against?
We're going to have to see him step up the quality of opponents. I don't know if I can pull a name out of a hat and just say who he should fight. But it should be, you want to have good matches, you want to have even matches, and not just like an entertainment celebrity match. And I think we're going to see that within the next 12 months with Jake Paul. The name I don't know, but it's going to be there. He's going to do it.
And after months of back and forth, AJ is finally going to have his rematch with Usyk. What do you see in that rematch fight? What do you think AJ needs to do to win his belts back so that we can finally get this unification bout that everybody's wanted between him and Fury once Fury hopefully gets through Dillion Whyte?
I think, my personal opinion is, I think he's the best two-handed puncher, KO puncher in the business right now. He's got to get back to let his hands go. Instead of just trying to box, fight. Just let it go. Come out there and let it all hang out. That's just my opinion. He's an unbelievable physical specimen. He's handsome. He's intelligent. He's a superstar. I think we're going to see the best of AJ come out in the next fight. And it's a tall order. Usyk is a quality superstar in his own right. And I can't wait. Got to see it.
And then back in October, of course, we saw an incredible fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Mm-hmm. But now, what's next for Deontay Wilder? Where does he go from here? How does he redeem himself as a heavyweight?
Well, probably the best right hand in the heavyweight division. There's no doubt about that. It's lethal. It's powerful. I think, it's hard for me to say. I think he needs to bulk up more. He's 36, 37 years old. He's always in great shape, but I think he has to put a little more meat on his frame. And somebody might say I'm crazy, I don't know, but I think he has to get right back in the mix, fight a top 10 fighter, go back to what he likes to do best, throw a long jab, and get ready to and land that right hand. That's what he has to do.